On this episode of the Bozo podcast, the boys invite a special guest. Me, motherfucker! Welcome to the Bozo Show!
Yeah,
in real life.
This is the fucking guy.
I did it in real time.
This is the guy that does this shit. It's our stupid idiot roommate.
They let me out of the closet for that
Our
one.
moron roommate,
They usually
Sebastian.
tie me up in there. Yeah.
Usually I'm the one in the closet, actually.
He begged us.
No.
He begged us and begged us
Yeah.
for hours and hours to be
not
on the
what
show
happened.
this week, and we finally were like, fine.
You asked me.
I don't think that's
An
true.
hour and a half
That's
ago.
not true. On Sunday, you were like, why don't you have any? I'll say it. You haven't had me on the show yet, man.
You did say that.
I was just saying, it's weird.
And I was like,
you're not
do
trying to
you-
get the views.
I was like, do you want to be on tomorrow? And you were like, yeah, sure. I'll be on tomorrow. You had your chin all high.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hot commodity. I know that. So I was just wondering if it was like a scheduling thing with like my agent, or
Bro thinks
what
he's
the deal
him.
was.
He thinks he's him, and he's just not him.
was
Just because he's hot.
Just because I'm hot and attractive.
Dude.
Dude, welcome to the fucking haircut episode.
This is the haircut episode.
This is
Seb
the haircut
has
episode.
lost about a foot of hair.
Yeah.
I just got the usual fade, you know how it is.
Yeah,
And
the-
Nathan's hair is completely fucking
I lobbed
gone.
that all off.
I think Nathan wins.
I win! And this. I'm getting
Hey,
it.
I'll be honest. You get the buzzer, I can win right now.
It's true.
I go down to your
if
length.
you want
It's crazy.
to, I got it in the
No,
bathroom.
You really
this
should.
haircut took over an hour.
Yeah.
It was so
was
painful.
bad.
See, you got haircut at a normal haircut place. Nathan haircut,
Yeah.
normal haircut place.
I go to
Me,
my guy.
I got haircut on our back porch at night by someone who was a little inebriated with like kitchen scissors.
Yeah, literally.
I gave you
Yeah.
lighting, though. There was lighting,
True,
so
we did have some lighting set
Yeah,
up.
Nathan got the panel lights out for the fucking haircut in the
Yeah.
backyard.
it's theater.
It was
What else?
good. It was Max just gave up halfway through.
Yeah, Robin had to step in.
Really?
Oh,
I
Max
didn't
really
notice- I
went.
didn't know that
There's too
part.
much.
Halfway through was still an hour in. It was
Yeah,
a long
it was
time
a
to be
lot.
standing and cutting.
And Max literally just said like, Robin was asking like, oh, can I like?
Can I step in? She's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck it, take it.
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
wanna do
Here
this
you
shit.
go, because it's just so thick.
Oh my
It's like
God.
fur up there.
It's a damn crow's nest.
It is. There is an entire raccoon's worth of hair in the backyard.
We have not
Yeah.
picked it up.
The detritivores will get it. Don't
What
worry.
the fuck?
Stop talking about the
The
tritivores.
detritivores are the organisms that eat dead organisms. And
I
dying
saw them.
organisms.
You've
Like-
seen what?
I
Like
went outside.
cockroaches and whatnot.
Oh,
They were-
cockroaches.
and
There were
maggots and all
bugs on the
that.
chair, and I was like, I guess those bugs
The
in the chair are
detritivores,
eating
man.
Seb's hair.
They move quick. They move fast.
I was slightly concerned because I kept getting people saying that they were gonna take clumps of it and make a second one of me.
Yeah, the wig action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, just another. They're gonna clone
DNA.
Yeah. Which I was kind of, I don't know if I was super on board with, but I thought, you know, hey, if you're going to go through the effort, you know, I should be flattered.
I mean,
guess.
it's not that crazy. The only issue is like we don't have like speeding up clone technology, so it would just be a baby that in like 20 something years from now would look like close to you now.
Do you think
but
a
not quite.
baby clone version of me could be raised better, or
Yes.
would they still turn
Yes.
out
Yes.
like this?
No,
No.
it would be better.
it would be better?
100%.
What do you mean?
It would be
It would
better.
100% be
What
better.
okay, do you think it could be worse?
Yes.
Yeah, but if we're raising it, it'll probably be better.
it would probably
I
be
don't
better.
believe that.
We're
You're
not
not
including you,
involved, and
excluding
we are
you.
involved.
Sorry, we as the
We as
two.
two of
Okay,
us.
so I'm not involved in the raising of my
No.
little clone baby.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
God, I hope not.
Why not?
You are such a bad role model.
What do you mean?
Your clone.
I'm so good.
I'm so good
I'm
for him.
so responsible and handsome
The
and
child
humble.
would end up being like racist,
What the
homophobic,
hell?
to like all.
But only for like a few years, and then they become really funny.
Yeah, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't go
No.
back to high school, man.
Hey, this is a known previous racist and homophobe, but he's a
I've-
changed man now.
I've gone on record. I was a bad person in high school. This is just known information. That's just
I
what it
feel like
is.
I should have known this before.
I know. I was
had
about
you
to be
known
like,
it.
did we let him? Why did we let him on
I
with
don't care. It's
this?
fine. You're changed as long
I'm
as you're
almost
reformed.
30 now. That's years ago.
You've
you
been
know?
through rehab. You're almost 30. You're not almost 30.
Well,
I'm
you're,
older than
you're
you.
pushing 40, so
Okay,
that makes
I'm
sense.
not pushing 40. I turned 25 this month.
Ew.
So the camera can't see it, but like the entire back of your head is grayed. You just dye the front.
I
You're making
swear,
me do the
didn't you
graphics.
Not a
didn't you
single
pull
gray
out
hair.
a gray hair before?
No.
No, I think you did.
Yeah,
never
like
done
5
that.
years ago.
I
the
heard him
first
talking
one.
about it.
I
Yeah,
don't think I've ever
Floodgates
had a
opened.
gray hair.
that's not true.
That's is
Look
true.
at the side of your like the shorter part. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's graying.
It's
blonde.
gray.
It literally
blonde.
no.
Oh, it's blonde.
It's blonde.
It's
My-
light blonde. It's not
My
gray.
hair when it's short is lighter than when it gets dark.
It
It's
is
thick,
gray.
It's dark brown.
I mean,
Dan,
everyone's hair is like that. but
it's
yours,
okay.
gray.
It's not gray.
It's
You're
okay.
gonna be salt and pepper by the end of the year. I'm telling you,
Listen,
man.
I listen. I was experimenting with the touch of men or whatever. What is it?
You're experimenting with
Touching men. I was
You're
experimenting with
experimenting
touching
with-
men.
What is it called?
Touching
Touch
men.
of gray.
Touch of gray?
Just for men. Just for men.
Just for men.
Touch of gray.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just sorted that to touch of with men.
I've just been touching
insane.
men.
Crazy.
Experimenting with touching little men here and there.
Touch a little men now and then.
Wouldn't be anything new for you.
True.
It's like the most stressful job, the presidency, and then like actually number one is just being on the Bozo show. Hair
Yeah.
goes gray within the first 2
100%.
years.
Yeah, it's really taking a toll on my mental
I will
health.
say, I think I am immune to the graying of the hair. All my grandparents who are like kind of in the red area, they just go bald before they go gray usually.
I don't
You're
know.
gonna be
I'd rather
bald.
be gray. I'd rather be gray. I'll say
I have
it.
hair. I have the thickest hair of anyone. In my
I can't wait for
family.
bald Seb.
The bald stuff
You're
is
gonna be
height.
waiting at least
crazy.
another 30 years. I'm not going bald until
Can
I'm
we?
like
You
retired.
think we'll still be
plan-
friends in 30 years? Or at least like
You're
know each other.
really
like,
annoying.
talk.
Like you're really gritting me.
I'll be honest. I feel like I'm thrown out of this house in the next 2.
You think? I think you're fine. I don't got a problem
Why are
with
you
you.
looking?
Every time I
stop
talk
the
to you, you
touchies.
say something about like I hate you. You should go in prison.
Every time you talk to me, you also say I'm putting bombs in your room
Yeah,
that
you
you
we
are
do
gonna
that.
You
find.
threatened to put Tanerite in his room.
Well, it's not a threat if I'm doing it.
Well,
There's
Seems
Tanerite
like-
in his room.
it's just not an empty threat.
Yeah,
Does it count as
exactly.
us kicking you out if you're? I feel like you're kicking yourself out at that point if
No,
you continue.
It'd be unjustified.
I mean,
if
you're
you
gonna
kick
get
me
kicked
How
out literally
unjust-
by exploding out of your window.
out. Yeah, no, you're
That's not kicking,
multiple
literally.
places. What if I?
I kick the bomb at you?
Footsie first, and then
Is that death by kick? If I kick a bomb
you're
at
sort
you,
of getting kicked out.
by
at that point.
Minecraft
Kicked
rules,
out of
yes,
life.
actually, yeah, that's how that works. In the
life
death
doesn't
message.
work in Minecraft.
We're gonna
rules.
make
We
a
are
TNT
not going over
cannon
this.
that is like a foot and it kicks the TNT at you.
We should make an IRL TNT cannon and see
could.
if they stop us.
We could
Wow,
do it.
that
See
is
if they
a
stop
horrible
us.
idea.
Technically, you can do
They
it.
are
Who's
definitely
gonna
going to
stop
stop
us?
us.
Who's they?
Who's
The
they?
police.
Who's the royal? No, if you find it like a like out of the way enough place.
Yep.
You could
Okay,
do
if
it.
you go into the desert, sure. But
Yeah, but we don't need to go that far in
Yeah.
the desert. There are people who like live not too far from here who have like, if you get a
Branches.
big enough property,
Yeah,
you
but
can
you have to
put
own
off
the property or
explosives and
some
stuff.
Or you just break in overnight and do it when they're not paying attention.
wow, that's great. This is why we don't clone him and let him parent the fucking clone.
My
As long as he doesn't
kid
parent
would
the
be
clone.
awesome.
Your kid's gonna be a piece of
in
shit.
the future, right?
Our kids are not gonna be friends.
Can we
What?
make our
My-
kids fight
don't
or
want
do a
you
group
around my
channel
kids.
together? We should make
Yes,
our
our
kids do a
kids are
group
forced to do
channel.
a group
Oh
channel.
my God.
Yep.
Here's the real question: if you have kids someday, what are you gonna name them? Do you have any names where you're like, "That's my kid"?
Boy Oliver.
Okay.
I do.
Boy Oliver.
Boy
That's
Oliver?
it.
No
Girl,
girl?
no, I don't have a girl name.
You're not gonna have a girl.
You
make sure of it?
I'm gonna try.
My scene is
Okay.
100% men. I'll tell you that.
Oh
much.
yeah, inside and out.
Now call it the testes for nothing. I got full. Anyway.
Hey Dan, what would you name the kid?
My 2 names are Leon and Lily,
Ooh.
and then third pick Vivian.
Mhm.
Those are my 3.
I thought you said you
Those aren't bad.
only have boy swimmers.
Yeah, Vivian is a.
Well, what if they transition?
They're a little androgynous.
Then
You're deciding their transition name
I'll
for you.
be like, look, that's a pretty name, and I'll help them out.
Okay, interesting.
Forward-thinking
Okay.
father.
Yeah,
okay.
you're something thinking.
All right. Back up.
What's wrong
list.
with you?
What? Developmental problems
All
for
of
a long
everything,
time.
yeah.
Lack of nutrition, probably for
What
sure.
are your
Right,
What are your
lately,
kids'
yeah.
names?
Oh, kickflip and crouton.
You are.
You're
so
not real.
fucking Dumb.
If you name your fucking clone Kickflip, I'm kicking
You're
you out.
clone.
Think of okay. You're saying that's a terrible name. Imagine though, you are like 13 and your name's Kickflip.
Kickflip.
Imagine you're 56 and dying, and you're
Kickflip
just like
Corona.
Kickflip.
That's kind of sick, actually.
That's kind of hype. Kickflip's a badass name.
Kickflip Corona goes
Only
hard.
if Kick is the first name, Flip is the middle name, and then you have the last
Then
name.
they're just Kick Corona.
Yeah, no,
Doesn't really
that's
work.
be Kickflip.
Kickflip Corona hits. I'm on board
I don't
now.
want.
Crouton, I don't
not
know
ready
about.
for this.
That one's a little.
I think it'd be just funny to name a kid Crouton. You go Crouton, and then some little dumb shit comes up to you. And it's
And they
like,
would,
that's
if it's
Crouton.
your kid, it would be a dumb shit.
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah.
But he'd have a special glimmer in the eye that would never go out.
Yeah, like
A special one,
like
yeah.
really, really,
Really
special,
special.
one. Real special.
Don't look at me that way.
I feel like I'm not that much of an issue. I'm being made out to be a much worse influence on the world.
You're like taking the reins for half of it.
I'm not.
What do
I've
you
not
mean?
Said one concerning thing yet.
What about putting Tanerite in his room?
That's not concerning. That's a justifiable response to his bad behavior.
I don't have bad behavior other than bitching
and eating pizzas all
and
the
eating
time.
pizzas all the time. I love my pizzas.
Charging their phone, eating the hot chips, always lying.
That's true. He's my bitch.
Cheetos aren't
Actually.
chips. They're
What?
crunchy munchies.
Cheetos aren't chips.
They're crunchy munchies.
What?
They're not in chip shape.
What? Chip shape?
They're not in chip shape. They're crunchy munchies.
I hate this guy.
Hot Cheetos, I
hate
wouldn't
'em.
call them a chip,
There, it's a chip.
but it's not in a chip shape.
Okay, what else falls under the crunchy munchy
We need
category?
more Tanerite for his.
Exactly. This is why he
This
gets
is
the
why he needs
Tanerite.
more Tanerite.
Hot Cheetos, Cheetos,
Oh, so Cheetos have their own category.
fries.
Fries?
Fries,
That's a whole
they're
separate
not.
thing, bro. You're
All
wild, man.
potato, technically, actually, I don't even know if.
This is stolen value. You
If
can't talk
Cheetos
ill
are-
of my potatoes like this, all right?
Whoop in the morning, tell that.
Hoi, top of the morning. Welcome to the Bozo Show.
Save
It's
that
not
one.
St. Patrick's Day.
Save
Save
it.
it.
Save
Save
it.
it. Save it.
We're gonna say. We're gonna
It's
say.
like,
Cut
what's
it out.
what's the nearest holiday? Halloween?
Halloween, I think.
yeah.
Welcome to the Bozo Show.
There you go. We're going to have custom voices for,
spooky.
we're gonna have custom voices for
Every-
the holidays.
We're getting spooky.
Yeah, you can do a good Santa, I bet.
Merry
Those
Bozo.
rosy cheeks of yours.
Welcome to the Bozo Show.
And Merry Christmas.
I have the Santa nose. The Coca-Cola sponsored Santa Claus nose.
We'll do that
Yeah.
one. Will be live action. We'll
Your
just
nose gets
record
more red on the tip than it does on the back.
It actually
Yeah.
does.
Then you have the Santa nose.
Do you have I know he already has his Halloween costume planned out. It'll be on the
I-
channel
well,
soon, right?
It will be. Yeah.
So
I
no
have
spoilers.
I don't know
Mine's
if my.
also from the same video.
I
that
think
we're
my
doing.
you
hair
also
now
gonna
fucks
run
it up.
with
Yeah.
No, you're
We'll
not.
just be a duo.
Oh, okay. I don't know why.
No,
I
I'm
was.
not going to be the same
might-
as you.
I was thinking of.
We all do that.
I don't
It'd be
know how to
crazy.
spoil.
Yeah, right? All three of us show up.
But my hair's. I think it's way too.
I will say, current hair now. I could go for a different one with the pairing there for sure.
Yeah.
Little orange get up. I think I might do that. It'd be kind of.
Oh, you're going to be a
Dude, you'd be
bad
such.
bitch
You'd
that
be
lost
I'll
the
be a baddie.
glasses.
I'll be a baddie.
Such a baddie. You'd be so.
You need a skirt,
Okay, I let you. I let
Yeah,
you harass me
need
at that
one.
point,
a kilt.
but only with that on. Only with that on. Don't they stop trying to reach to my screen?
I'm not gonna reach
Stay
to
in
your-
your
Stay
screen.
in your lane, bro.
This is
We're
my
the-
screen.
This is our
It doesn't need to be on
Stay
the
in
screen.
your screen.
Doesn't it cut off around the penis area?
No, it doesn't.
It cuts off around the table, so you go under.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
You get them.
You can't. It won't. No.
I've
Stop.
talked about this before. I think it's more scary if you go at someone with the hands up versus hands over. Because like hands over, it's like I'm gonna get you. That doesn't hurt. But like this,
This is
what
like
do
a
you- what do you
fond-
do?
You're gonna fondle. You're gonna
What do you do about
You're
this?
gonna couple.
How do you
something.
defend against that? Right?
You're like
I
a
run.
crab.
You run, but at some point corners exist, dead ends.
You can't get me.
Not in Texas.
You can't get me. You see me.
Oh.
You see me climb
Oh,
a
I
tree.
can't get you.
I can climb a tree.
His door doesn't lock.
It does, but the thing is, somebody so aggressively went to open it that it broke, and now it just kind of.
It just sounds
kinda,
like doesn't lock to me.
Yeah, it just means it's free entry,
Trust me, it is.
just like other things on your
I still
body.
pay a
Stop.
fee though.
You pay a fee? What's the fee?
I'm not talking about
Tanerite?
this. No, no.
Damn right.
Gotcha.
Stay back to the Bozo show.
So what did we do together this weekend, lads?
We had a couple friends in town.
We
Yeah.
did.
Our good friends Mac and Junie.
Mm-hmm.
They're both in town. Junie's going to be actually moving here later this year.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Allegedly. I mean,
It was a
around
legend.
here, right?
She's
I mean,
she's
yeah.
going to Gerald.
Yeah, she's moving to
Gerald, baby.
Gerald, baby. But yeah, no, this was one of those trips where it's like, I'll see what the vibe is. Maybe I'll move. Which means we've now conned 3 people into coming down here.
Yeah.
One of them's bum ass
Motherfucker.
Vagrant.
In our goddamn living room.
in our goddamn living room. Gotta kill
My
that
biggest
guy.
regret. My biggest
Yeah, we have
regret.
some dumb, stupid idiot living in our dining room currently
Hate that guy.
because
No one likes him.
he doesn't have an apartment yet.
No one.
One
Not
day,
person.
one day he'll move out. Maybe one day, maybe.
This is our way of being nice. We just ruthlessly talk shit.
Yeah. No, he
Yep.
doesn't know it yet, but we've all collectively, the rest of the house, agreed that if New Year's comes around and he's not out yet, to the
Just
curb.
drop
We're-
kick him
we're
to
just
the
To the
curb.
moving
curb.
it.
He's out.
Throw all
We're
his
just
stuff
gonna
in the
start
rain.
grabbing stuff. If he's asleep, he's gonna wake up and there's gonna be nothing else there.
I'm taking the clothes.
Yep.
Fall asleep on the couch, wake up on the floor somehow.
Yeah,
even
I'm
though it's
down.
not his couch.
No, it's not his. We're going to get rid of that too.
Yeah.
We should push him out to the lake. I feel like we can do that. I
Oh,
feel
we
like
could do
he's
that.
gonna
Get him
be
on
that.
an air mattress and then
Yes.
push him out.
For that 1 hour, like, hey,
Like-
DJ, try
like
this air
Parent
mattress
Trap.
out. We just
He
wanna
wakes
see-
up with the worst sunburn imaginable.
And then we throw eggs at him to wake him up.
Yes, yes.
And rocks.
You
We
see
should
that-
just
ones?
record
You
this.
see that
Can
legendary
we put
video
this on
where
the
it hits the
Bozo?
guy
Get
in the-
Bozo show, send him out on the lake and throw rocks at him.
We shoot with like fire, like
Fire
an
arrows,
arrow, and
Viking
Viking
funeral?
funeral.
Viking
Yeah.
funeral, yeah.
Wow, that'd be
You ever,
hype.
you ever see the legendary video where the guy throws the egg and the guy wakes up and it nails him in the head?
I
and it just,
have.
like,
It's an
explodes.
amazing
It's the
video.
craziest aim ever.
Eggs are like dangerous to throw at people.
Nah, they're
No.
fine.
Yes.
They're fine.
What do you mean?
They can hold a lot of weight under one egg, but they're fine to throw at people.
It just really depends on how you hit them. But if you hit them the right way, that's like just like a
You
rock.
hit him with the bullet
Okay.
tip. You hit him with the tip of the bullet.
No, you literally
Tip the
don't.
egg.
That's the bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Bad,
I'm
bad,
saying
bad.
that's the most hurtful part.
Don't do that though.
If I'm
Depends on what
throwing
your
an egg
goals
at
are.
someone, do I want them to not feel it?
I want them to.
Like,
you want to get them covered in goo.
I want them to feel pain.
I wanna- I
Nathan.
can get
I want
other-
them
I
to
can-
feel it. I want a bruise on the back of their
Then
bald
throw
head.
a rock, pussy.
And
Do
then,
that too.
and then we
Don't
get
tell me.
different goo on.
You're the one I'm aiming at. For just
We're gonna get goo
No.
on him.
Stop.
Lots
Don't
of
agree.
goo.
Do not
Lots of
agree.
goo.
Yeah, lots
Oh,
of
So
goo.
much goo on you.
Such much goo.
you're a bad influence.
I'm a terrible. Well, no, I'm actually really kind and sweet and generous.
No,
and likable.
Yeah, sure, man. Generous. You have nothing to give.
That's because I gave it all already.
yeah, man. Sure.
Can't give what I've already
You
given.
give out logos in return to pay me back rent.
Yes, that's exactly it.
It's the only thing you're giving. Santa Claus.
So this is a part of the show where I talk to you specifically and I act like they're not there because I want to know how you guys are doing. You guys are the light in my
I
life.
fucking hate this guy.
I really don't like him.
What the hell's wrong with
I'm
you?
trying to have like a one-on-one conversation.
Yeah, no, we're having our own conversation over here.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
not,
well,
I
that
don't know
doesn't-
why-
You're actually being
you're actually being
rude.
rude by listening.
It doesn't work that way because we can't have two conversations going on at the same
Well, we can. It's,
Well, we
It's a
can.
podcast.
You're
Yeah.
just butting in.
yeah, you're just being rude over here.
I
We're
start.
having
There
our
was
own
a
thing.
huge dead air, and I was filling it, and then you.
I'll fill your dead air.
All right, so Friday we had a bunch of people over and did what was this Friday Shrek night?
I think it's kind of been a bender past few days.
What
I kind
was-
of forgot.
Friday was Shrek night.
Friday was
yeah,
Shrek
Friday
night?
was Shrek
because
night.
I had work
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do, and I continued
Yeah,
to
okay,
work
that
for
sounds
the
right.
first half of the night.
So
downstairs.
Shrek night, much like any of our other named nights that have a movie title,
Yeah.
are just we pick a word, a phrase, or a combination.
Most often, the title of the
usually
movie.
the title,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
we
Lord
drink.
of the Rings. We didn't do Lord of the Rings.
We
Of
did
course,
Frodo.
that one we did
Frodo.
Frodo, which
Frodo
was
and
probably
Ring?
worse.
Wasn't Ring another one? Or
No, it was
No,
Frodo.
it's just
Just
Frodo.
Frodo? Okay.
It was
Frodo
over
like
90
100.
times.
Oh, Ring
Fine.
was like a separate thing that if
It was
for
like a
shots.
shot,
Yeah,
yeah.
No, but we did Shrek, and we drank every time they said Shrek or Donkey.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Which I didn't partake.
It
this
fell
time
apart
around.
really quick.
Yes,
TJ was the only one that
I
made it.
highly warned
See,
against
here's
it.
the thing: TJ is always the only one that makes it. I think he just takes the smallest sips
Tiny sips.
ever.
I think he got through like 5 cans. He made it like a little pyramid out of.
Yeah,
out
I
of
was 4 of
Twisted
those.
Teas.
I don't.
Well, it was 4 on
And
the bottom.
I
and
finished 30
3
minutes
on
before
top.
him. I'm like, I'm full.
Here's the thing: when we
You
were
only got to at
setting
least
up,
4.
when me and TJ were talking about it, I was like, we need to figure out how many words, like how many times Shrek is said.
Yeah.
In Lord of the Rings, which was like twice as long, they said Frodo 96 times, and everyone died, and it was awful, and it was a bad
wasn't good.
experience.
That was fine.
It was a lot of drinking.
I was more tired. than
Shrek
drunk.
is half the amount of time, and they said the word Shrek over 50 times. So that's in the same amount of
Yeah.
time. It is literally more than
went
twice the
went
amount of
from
alcohol per second.
90 Frodos in 3-hour movie to like 50 Shreks and like another 30
30 or
donkeys.
40
Yeah,
donkeys.
in like
In
an hour
and a
I
half.
was
Yeah.
like,
hour,
wha-
20-minute
I
movie.
literally said, this is the worst idea ever. Because originally I said, if somebody doesn't want to drink as much, because I already thought Shrek was too much, I'm like, maybe we'll do Donkey because it's less. And then TJ had the great idea of
Let's do
just
both. No,
dude,
combining
Junie-
both together.
Junie almost died. We had to talk her down. She
Yes.
was like, I'm going to take
This
a
is why-
shot from the bottle every time they say donkey. It's like, we are not driving you to
No.
the hospital. That's not happening.
That-
it was
that's
absurd
my mistake.
because there's
I
a lot of
just- I don't
times in
get
that
it.
movie where they're like Shrek,
Donkey, Shrek, donkey.
And they're
It's
just like,
oh.
fight. They're running from the dragon. He's just
There's
like,
literally
yelling,
like
"Shrek,
4 or
help me,
5
Shrek."
scenes.
At one point, Junie went to the bathroom, came back,
And
it
there was like 10.
Yeah, no, it was like 14.
Yeah,
it was just like,
ridiculous.
oh, okay. She's basically down a whole can at that point, right?
Yep.
Like, what do you do?
I will say, from a guy who was not playing the game and only had 1 drink, Shrek holds up as such a fucking classic.
It's
such a
iconic
good
movie.
It's so
I
good.
forgot how good it actually was.
And then watching it as an adult, because I haven't watched that movie in years,
There's so
many innuendos and like little references, and it's just like it's such a good.
Because here's the
script.
thing, they always put in kids' movies, they always put in like little adult jokes that the kids won't get, but they're there for the parents who are going to watch
Yeah.
with them. Shrek, I feel like,
It was for the parents.
was
so
more
blatant.
the parents
They're
than the
so
kids.
blatant.
There's so many, and they're so like. I feel like if I watched it at 14, I would start to get them
Yeah.
at that point. Like they're pretty on the nose with it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yes, they are.
It was flat out just blatant, and we were all just like looking at each other like, "What the fuck?" Oh,
Small,
also,
small dick fuckwad. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah.
the
Lord
subtitles.
Fuckwad.
There was.
Oh, yeah,
There was.
we're-
We were watching on some site. I probably could have got that movie on some sort of service, but TJ was in charge.
Yeah,
and
so we legally
we-
obtained it. Yeah.
We legally obtained it, and the subtitles were just
Oh,
made by some random
Oh yeah,
fucking
it was
guy.
just a guy.
No, the guy was guessing. So if anyone had like a thick accent or talked really fast, he
just
would
put
just put
question
question marks. So he was just kind of guessing for. I love that.
It was awesome.
Genuinely, I wish every movie had.
There were
that.
like
There were
multiple
a lot of
times
things
where
were
everyone
strong.
watching could understand what
We're
they're
like,
saying, and it's like,
how do you
why?
not-
How do you not
Yeah.
understand? Why is
The
your
subtitles
question mark?
were more entertaining sometimes because
Oh, absolutely. It
there
was.
would just be things that were wrong, and then he just put like random words that don't even grammatically make sense. And it was just
It brought levity though. It was
Yeah.
a little extra.
It was like bonus like director's cut, but in the opposite
Yep.
way. It made
It
worse,
was
but,
like
still better for us.
it was like the film crew cut. Like
Yeah.
just
It was like the fucking abridged.
abridged version.
You guys just both look at me and go silent, and I don't
Well, that's
know what
because
to
we got
say.
so lost in your eyes.
Your eye. That's what I was saying. His
Yes.
eyes, man.
Stop!
His eyes just cut through like daggers.
What is
man. I
this?
got
I don't
nervous.
like the
What the hell?
dynamic
Blushing
now
for a
where
And it's like, God.
it's just two
Frank?
guys hitting on me from across the room.
You're used to this every time you go to the bars.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I am.
Well, Friday
Let's
night.
go back to Friday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Friday night
I mean, that was
ended
the whole night for the
with
most
a
part.
lot of drunken souls.
A lot of alcohol, yeah.
And then Saturday came around, and I went and got a haircut
Yep.
in the morning.
Can you tell? Actually, genuinely, can
I
you tell?
couldn't tell.
Yes, it's like over my ears before, and now it's like
Was
nice
it?
fade. Yeah, it gets a little bit over
Leave
the
a
ears.
1 if you can
no,
tell.
man.
Leave a 2 if you can't tell, or
God.
just write full sentences.
Well, basically, the plan was to go to Lake Travis, which in the
Docks.
2.5 years that I've lived here,
Didn't even know
I
it
have-
existed.
well,
I've
I
never
knew it
gone
existed,
once.
but I have not gone.
I've
once.
never even heard
I've never
of it.
been to the
Been
lake
here for a year.
I've been to Barton Springs, which is like the man-made pool downtown, like
Which
across
got
the
shut
river.
down now, right? I'm pretty sure.
Did it?
I
Thank God,
think
that
there was
place
like
sucked.
there was like a hole or something, like a sinkhole or something.
Did
in
someone
the,
go
Oh,
in?
what the fuck?
I don't know. There's something about a hole, and they're saying Barton Springs was shut down.
I didn't know this. I didn't read this anywhere.
I don't know. I heard it from people.
I'll say it. I didn't fuck with that place at all, to be clear.
I was so cold.
I've been a couple times. It's a nice place in theory, but it's just so crowded.
Yeah, here's the
That
thing. Bodies
sucks.
of water that are crowded are just not worth going to.
Yeah, it's just
At
like
all.
it's
And that
lousy.
was my fear about this lake. 'Cause I expected it to be way more crowded than it was.
No, we found a really sick like tiny little park on one of like the little, kind of like a sandbar, but it's not
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
beachy. It's just
kind
like a
of.
little peninsula that reaches into the lake.
Yeah.
And it's a tiny little like state park that you go, you pay $5, and it's just like a parking lot and then like coastline of the lake.
Yeah.
And then we basically like set up camp at like a little picnic table and then walk down this big ramp that goes out into the peninsula, and then you just pick a spot to turn off the path and go into
Yeah.
the lake and swimming. And it was like super like, it was like 85-degree day, like not too hot
Yep.
where you're like dying. And then the water was like the perfect chill where like staying
Oh,
in it
yeah.
for too long wasn't used to.
I'm usually such a pussy about water, but I
it
was like, oh, let's
it was
go.
perfect. It was such a sick
To
spot.
be clear, the water temperature, perfect.
Yeah.
The water itself, I couldn't see 3 inches down.
No, I mean
It was so. I've never
Lake-
seen water so clouded in my life.
lakes are usually like pretty murky. Like you don't see the bottom ever.
That was another level, though.
But well, the part we were in was like the place where people swim and stuff. So
Yeah.
all the sand and rocks and everything were just getting kicked up. So that's why it was all cloudy.
I guess I don't know. It must just be like way more rich in like clay or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
than I'm
Yeah.
used to.
That the rock,
'Cause
it's like
dude,
grounded up
A lot more
limestone.
loose sediment than
Yeah,
your
it's
lake's probably.
insane though. It was just like a ring that went out 20 feet from the shoreline.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just you could not see anything.
There was
Yep.
literally from like the buoy that like is like the marker for boats to not come too far in, because it's like the
Buoy?
swimming area. What did I say? What did I say?
I just like saying the
Buoy.
word.
buoy.
Buoy.
It's like it's a really lighter blue shade, and then as soon as you get past that buoy, it just goes to like a dark blue, and it's
Yep.
literally just because all of like the sandy clay
Yeah, the
limestone
sediment.
dust. That's probably why. That's literally why it's so cloudy. It's because like limestone's a
100%,
very like
yeah.
fine thing when it's broken up, and it's
Mm-hmm.
also like gets real dusty. So all that dust is just like in
Yep.
the lake water from like where people are kicking it up when swimming. But honestly, like for a lake, it wasn't like gross or dirty or
No, it was pretty fine.
It felt
I
like
expected
great.
it to be
Great
way
lake day.
worse. Just
Yeah.
because my experience with places out here is just that it's like too crowded for the
No,
nature
there was
shit,
like
and
there
There's,
was
like,
like one other
basically-
family that was
Yeah.
down
And they were
there.
really chill. They had a really cute dog.
Yeah, they had
dog.
a cute dog that chose me. It chose me.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everybody, it came up to me and let me pet it. And then
Yep, except for the other people
ran
that
away.
it did that too, but Dan was paying
No, it didn't
attention.
do
and
that.
so it's just
No, it only
Dan.
came up
It was
to me.
only to Dan.
Me,
No, you guys went up to it. It came up to me.
me
That's
and that
the
dog
difference.
have like a spiritual bond.
We had a soul bond.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Not you.
we are the dogs
We're
out
the
there
dogs.
swimming.
Oh.
All right, last
Like how you
two
don't.
standing.
All of a
Yep.
sudden, I feel like you just immediately denied
You're
everything
not
I
a
said.
dog.
But when he said the dog was with him, you're like, "Yep, with
No,
us."
he's saying spiritually. Like
Yeah.
me and the dog actually have like a soul bond because it came up and chose me. You went after the dog.
Why am I being excluded?
Yourself.
I didn't go after the dog.
You were the omega here.
Other
not
than
the
being
alpha,
like
for
looking
sure.
at the
Yeah.
dog, I was out on a
Me and the
paddleboard
dog
most
have
of
a
the time.
kinship that you do not have, and him and the dog are the same.
Yeah, we're the same.
That's what we're getting at.
Me and the dog are the same.
I'm glad you guys have such a connection with this random family's dog.
I was a black lab. That's the type
Yeah.
of dog I want to get eventually someday. Very cute.
You
Very
wouldn't
nice.
get it.
And it was swimming around. He was having a good time.
L.A. boy.
Why are you being so competitive over this random dog?
Because we're us two East Coast
We got
guys.
it.
Let
We got it
dogs
like that.
lie.
East
Let
Coast
dogs.
guys. We let the dog lie.
We know how to swim. We know how to stay in the water, swim around.
Paddle around.
I know how to
beers.
paddle.
You know how to get tipped over. Is what you know how to get.
At one point, when Nathan had like a stand-up paddleboard, for one, he didn't
Inflated.
inflate it
Yeah.
enough, so you couldn't stand up on it.
I
because
didn't
it
wanna
would
go
just
all the way
compress
back
in and
up.
Be like
Well,
too unbalanced.
It probably would have been fine if it was just me at the start, but everyone decided to get on it, and air does seep out, and literally my weight.
Well, you know those things are supposed to be like rock hard, right? So that like it's like very.
I
buoyant.
usually am.
Okay, well, you're making the same jokes Peyton was making the entire time.
Thank you.
But yeah, at one point, me and Seb were just
Oh,
swimming
yeah,
around.
We were a bit further out.
We were
than
pretty.
most people,
Me
yeah.
and Seb were the last two standing in the water, right? We love a good swimmy session.
little rub a dub.
Yeah.
Get around.
So we and him were pretty far out where we couldn't touch the bottom, and we're just like floating around. And Nathan comes out with the paddleboard, come to us, and we just look at each other and we're like, "So we're gonna flip him,
My
right?"
exact words were, "We're flipping him, right?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Yeah." And then we're like, "Nathan, come here,
Nathan, help us, Nathan.
You were actively swimming away as I was trying to paddle to you
Yeah,
guys
so you'd
too.
be further out
Yeah.
when you got tipped.
So then he gets out to us, and I'm like, I go chest on top, and Seb goes from the other side, and we go 1, 2, 3. Boom.
You pull, I push, and it just instant
And
flips.
Nathan just goes like on his side, like back first,
Yeah,
back of his head hit the
completely
water
off.
first, into the water.
You guys just really like flipping me. I just wanted to go on paddleboard.
Yeah, but like you became an objective.
Yeah.
I know. Many
like looking at
people.
cops'
it was
Many
just
people flip me.
the chemistry of just being looking at each other, be like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing it.
It was like seeing a cop's gun. It's like it's glowing. You gotta
Okay,
go
I don't know. I don't
reach for
I
it.
think
that
I
one,
probably had a combined total of 6 minutes by myself on the paddleboard because someone would just go and just grab on the side and be like, "No, you're good."
Keep going.
There's a moment where TJ was literally wrapped around in the end, and every time that we moved, his head would dunk underwater.
So Nathan was on the back paddling out to the lake, like away from the shore. TJ was like hanging on like the damn like the fucking mermaid at the front of a ship or whatever.
Except his head was facing
Yeah, except he was
towards
facing
us.
inwards towards us. And then I was on the front, so I started doing sit-ups, and every time I like sat all the way up, the front would dip down because all my weight would shift
It's
forward, and
just-
TJ would be like, he'd just get
But he
drowned
would
every
have
time.
it was literally like 6 minutes at least.
We went doing
We
it.
went, I did like 50 sit-ups, and we just kept going, and he just kept being like, every time.
I would say it was one of those things. We had a pretty large group down there. A lot of people came down and just sit by the water.
Yeah.
It's like I don't get that. It's like you're at the
I don't
water.
know
Get
either.
in the water.
I assumed when it was a lake day, people were gonna
Get in the lake.
Yeah, get
I
in
mean,
the lake.
I was having the best time. I had a beer.
Yep.
It got empty pretty quick, but then I filled it with the water, and I kept offering people amoeba water.
Yeah, amoeba
Want the amoeba beers? Only 5% brain eaters.
Yeah, that's like a thing, huh?
Yeah, there's a good
Yeah.
chance one of us might not make it another few weeks.
No, I don't think. I don't think any of us swallowed an
They
immense
go
amount of
hungry
lake
up here.
water. But I mean, your brain probably has a bunch of them the
Yeah.
way you think. But
They're
no,
symbiotic.
it's like
I whip them in the line.
Yeah.
Into shape.
Yep.
They work for me.
I don't think that like I didn't ever swallow any water or anything.
Oh, I
I think
did.
we're fine.
Have you
good?
heard about there's
Yeah.
those
Drinking
like
that amoeba?
there's the tiny like tapeworms that crawl up your pee hole?
What?
You guys have not heard about there's okay, anyways.
About the pee-pee worms?
there are worms that crawl up your
I just
pee
don't
hole, but they're
want to
usually
hear about
they're in
them.
rivers,
We're
so they're not often in lakes, so we're okay, I think.
No, I don't. I think like
Check your pee holes, boys.
I think that's a very
check
rare
mine for me?
thing.
No, Dan
What?
can.
Thought you were a doctor and
I-
penis.
I mean, if you really need me to, but I'm not going to.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Like if it was like life or death situation,
You are the
I'd be
penis
the
professional,
homie.
so you're the one I'd have to go to.
Oh no, Seb's dying! Quick, spread his dick lips.
dying.
What do you call them? Dick lips?
What?
What do you call that?
DSLs.
No.
DSL?
Dick
no,
sucking
no,
lips.
no.
No, like the
if you were gonna,
dick head,
if you were gonna,
the cock head.
well,
of
if
the
you were gonna
lips.
check if a thing went in your
Parting the
pee-
Red Sea.
part
Oh,
part
you mean like
Seb's
the
seat.
whole lips.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
just-
Dick,
it's just
Looking
the
down
dick-
the barrel of the gun.
Whole
esophagus.
Mm-hmm. The
esophagus.
Pee esophagus.
My dick
The
esophagus.
pisophagus.
Esophagus.
Yes.
There you go.
So-
P apostrophe esophagus.
Yes.
Esophagus.
Yes,
Esophagus.
exactly. So Nathan, earlier today, I want you to know,
I don't like this.
Like 2 hours ago.
I really don't like this.
Not
now.
even 2 hours ago. You were downstairs. We were having a great old time. And I thought of something really funny.
I know, because you just kept laughing, and then I would just stand in silence, and you go, it's about you, and you're going to be really upset if I say it. And I just didn't say anything. You just continued to laugh to yourself, and I just went outside.
Yeah,
you
and
just
then when you went outside, I said to save it for the podcast. And he
So
was like,
here's
okay.
the thing: is that it was just I was having so much joy in thinking of the phrase in my head that I couldn't say it out loud because I would giggle every time I
Does
tried.
it start with an L?
So here's the thing: you're known by several names. You wear several hats online. It's Nathan.
Sure.
Nate plays bad.
Sure.
Your alt account, which is the real key indicator of this whole thing here, is LOL_2A.
Yep.
And in my head, I said lol Tua, and
Oh no! Everything circles.
Why? Why does it?
All
You're
roads-
laughing at a Hawk Tua joke? That's what got you fucking.
All roads lead to Haley Welch. This is what you have to understand. They all lead back.
number 3 podcast in the nation.
Come to
That
our
southern
podcast.
fucking
Come on our podcast.
So I just kept
Have
like
us on
trying
Talk
to say
Tua.
it, and I couldn't. It was too funny to me.
Lol
I
Tua.
just knew it
Lol
started with an
Tua.
L because you started to think about saying. You're like, oh, and I literally left the room because I was
You
like,
laugh so hard you spit. Lol Tua.
Lol Tua.
Spit on that thing.
But on that thing.
I guess anyone
you,
doesn't
man.
know.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's
You're
your
Lol
second
Tua.
name, bro.
LOL_2A was the default suggested name that Twitch gave me when I was 12, and I was
That's
like,
such
fuck
an
it.
insane name.
We're going for it.
Get him.
Get him. He said he's 12.
He said he
I'm not
was
delete the
12.
account.
anymore.
Delete the
Delete the
account.
Very
Ban
obviously
him.
not
Ban
12
him.
anymore.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Psychic got banned.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a bitch.
He
Well,
did
is that
look
the,
like
is that
a
the
fetus.
justification? Is that
Fuck
in the
that
Twitch terms
guy.
of service?
He did look like a fetus at the time. That
Yeah, he
help
did.
him.
I think they probably just thought he was lying again.
Yeah.
They probably
I wouldn't
It's
buy
probably
it.
fair.
He was like, I'm 15 now, and they're like, yeah, sure, buddy, you're out
If
of here.
I was on the enforcement team, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Zemdo just went fucking
Yeah.
snap his neck.
Dead.
That's actually
Like
the
a
ultimate
rag,
betrayal.
broke his back
Zemda
and threw
reveals
him in
that
the
he's
trash.
the one who did it.
I love Zemda. It's just having a friend at Twitch that you can message and be like, hey, man, I got a question. And he shouldn't answer it, but he does. He's your friend.
Allegedly, he does not answer questions that he should not answer Twitch.
Well,
he keeps it
he
to
shouldn't
himself.
answer because he should be egoing Seb, but instead he's like
No, like
answering your
he'll
petty
do things
questions.
where it's just like my own account. One night we went through and we read all of, because Twitch saves your messages. Usually you have
Yep.
to put it in a request, and he just said, "No, I want to see him." And we just sat in Discord and looked at my old Discord
God.
messages from when I was 13.
Yeah.
Been a minute, 24 currently. And let me tell you, whoa,
We don't need to go into it if you don't.
This is why we need to shelter your clone. From
No, the worst
Yep.
thing we found is that I had put a random link in a chat. It was an Imgur link. And I'm like, I wonder what that is. We both clicked it. It was gore. Like it was just straight up gore that had somehow survived on the internet for a decade without
it
being
still
deleted.
exists.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm
the
like,
imagery
it
link
was
did not
such
fail?
a jump scare. I'm like, oh wow, I
What the
thought that would have 404'd easily.
I'm so glad I was.
Past you is so laughing right now. He's like,
Yeah,
I'm
he
so-
got one up on me. It's great.
I'm so glad I wasn't like terminally online when I was like age like 7 to 15.
that was me.
I was shown by a family friend this cool thing, this cool new platform. They're like, oh, look at this cool thing, and it was How to Be Ninja by Ryan Higa
Is that the first
on
YouTube video you ever saw?
Yes.
It's me too.
Yeah,
Wait, that's so
crazy.
weird.
Mine was
my,
peanut-
my family friend was like, check out this funny guy, and it was How to Be Ninja, and then
Yeah.
me, my brother and sister all loved it.
Mine was peanut
that's
butter
a
jelly
fucking cool
time.
You know, the video
Peanut
had just
butter
come
jelly
out, and I have
time.
been chronically on YouTube since then.
I mean, me too, but it was like YouTube app on my iPod Touch. I wasn't like in Discord or like doing shit like
I
that.
was the
I was still an
friend-
Xbox kid for a while.
I have this is the most dated possible story I could ever tell, but I convinced my friend group on Skype and on Kick Messenger to move to Discord.
Kick, man.
Both of them. I had friend groups on both, and I convinced them both to move to Discord when it was like 24.
I didn't have
I forget what year.
I didn't have PC friends. I had
It's like the first year of it.
2 or 3 friends. One of them that was from England, who was friends with my
Poor
other
bastard.
friend.
England.
But I had 2 friends in elementary school who were like more PC kids, and everyone else just played Xbox.
I was an Xbox kid.
So I was an Xbox kid till I was like basically 18. I mean, I got a PC in like sophomore year of high school that was like not dog shit, like family computer, and it was just like a shitty HP Pavilion. But I was able to play CS, and I got to learn CS, and then like Rocket League eventually when it came out, and I just played like a bunch of like random MMOs like Trove with like those PC friends. But I wasn't in a million Discord servers. I wasn't like in Twitch chats and whatnot. I was just literally playing the video game and then going back to playing
My
Xbox.
Twitch account is older than plays Pokemon.
That's crazy.
I've been consistently on there.
You know why I made a Twitch account?
Why?
2017 Ninja and Drake, baby.
Oh my god.
Ninja
really?
and Drake?
That's how I got into Twitch.
That was the hook.
That was my hook for Twitch.
Oh my god.
I remember I was in my ex-girlfriend's basement.
You make me feel old when I hear
Yeah,
these things.
that's crazy.
That's 2017.
Oh, you mean 7 years ago?
when I was a senior or freshman in college?
Someone could have fucked with the Ninja and Drake stream on in the background, and you could have a conversation with that kid now, like a pretty clear one.
I don't like these things.
Yeah.
You just could.
I'm aware of how time progresses, but I don't need
How
to think
old were you
about
when that
fucking to the Ninja Drake.
Someone could have gotten.
I don't know.
I was 18, a freshman in college, I think.
You make me do like hot math right now. Fuck.
I have
I was
the perk.
born 2002. So
See,
do-
I have
do
the-
the
You
math.
were like 15.
Yeah,
That's
I'm the
crazy.
January 2000 perk. Whatever year, yep, that was my age that year. It's easy
Yeah,
every
me
time.
too, pretty much. If it's after if
You're
it's
a few
post,
months off,
If
yeah.
it's post September, I'm a year older than that year. But if it's pre September, then I'm the same age as the year.
Yeah,
you guys have cheat sheets.
we
It's
do have
not
cheat
fair.
sheets. Mac
Yeah,
it has basically the same birthday as me.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
like to the year.
She is 2 days older than me.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
crazy.
Old.
that's the friend we haven't convinced to move yet. It's always a yet because we
Yeah.
will win in the end. We all do.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of this. I don't think we need to convince everyone to
Oh,
move
you don't want
here.
your friends to live near you? You don't like to be around them?
To be honest, everyone, even
Everyone's
you
allowed to live
guys-
where they want to live.
I was, if I
You
could
don't-
afford it, I'd be away from.
It's
you.
literally the thing is literally
Maybe
just
him I'd keep around just because we have this whole thing going on. But
My favorite thing is saying like you're gonna move to Texas forever.
it's the
And
same
it-
thing every time.
it is.
Anytime anyone who visits who's not in Austin, they don't even need to be somebody that we know. If Seb hears somebody's like not from Austin, like, so you coming here? You joining us? It's like, no.
You're gonna visit forever
I mean,
and
it is
live
kinda
here
cool
with
to have,
us
like, a
for
giant-
always.
giant like friend group compound,
Yeah,
just
that's hype.
holing up in the same Austin city.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
awesome.
the bubble's so big, and it's just gonna
It's
get
ever
bigger.
Oh, you're talking about Bubs?
Bubs
downstairs,
huge.
That's
dude.
Bubs.
bumming it on the couch.
I'm gonna keep calling him Bubs.
I think Bubs is really.
It's
funny.
such a good name.
'Cause
This is my first time
What makes
hearing
it better is that
Bubs.
he hates it.
You want to know the
I'm
origin
down.
of
Wait,
it?
I want to join
What?
it.
We were on the Noah Lang Neg Neg TM YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Because he has his
It's
YouTube
logged on the
synced
TV.
to the TV downstairs.
I logged
yeah.
out of my account on the TV because
some
I was,
reason.
I was these.
So we get
fuckers.
bored and we
Yep.
look things up sometimes.
Ruining my
and we were
algorithm.
looking up. I think it was like.
He's
it
using
was
the
some
royal we.
old cartoon, and I basically just asked like, "What's your favorite cartoon?" to Junie,
Mm-hmm.
and I looked it up, and I looked up Epic Awesome, and I found like a stop motion like drawn animation.
Yeah.
It was Powerpuff Girls
Mm-hmm.
and like some other characters. And they call Bubbles in that Bubs.
Bubs.
And it had
What's up, Bubs?
200 views. I'm like, I'm going to call you Bubs now. And he immediately was like, that's a terrible name. And I'm like, but it fits. It's so good.
I'll join calling him Bubs. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, Bubs.
Yeah, he's
I'll-
Bubs from now
I'm
on.
literally legitimately only gonna refer to him as
That's
Bubs.
I am too, if possible. Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Bub Rub?
Bub Rub?
Yeah.
That sounds like something that I can't do in front of
I
the
would not want to give you a
No,
Bub Rub.
there's this really old like viral news thing from like the early 2000s, and he's basically a guy that like modified exhaust pipes on cars so that they're extremely loud.
Okay.
And,
like,
like-
a cherry bomb type beat?
Basically.
Okay, yeah.
And people were like complaining in the neighborhood or whatever because he has like a mod shop and he's just doing this to a bunch of cars.
Yeah.
So he got his own news story about like what's going on, and he just his whole thing was like the whistles go woo woo.
That sounds
like
awesome.
a Bub Rub, baby.
That sounds like
Bub
something that
Rub.
Schmo Yoho would make a video about.
It was a thing that like back in like OG like Gmod videos, like Achievement Hunter started doing them, and they like discovered sprays, and they all made their own custom spray, right?
Yeah.
And then like Ray put like Bub Rub, and you just go woo woo every time he did it. Yeah, it was just,
Did you guys ever have some
head.
like straight bum shit you would do in Gmod?
I didn't play a ton of Gmod, so not really.
I just
probably.
did like a Trouble in Terrace Town for the
Oh.
most part, and then I would start talking, and everyone would go, "Shut up, squeaker," and I'd be like, "Okay, well, I'm not
Well, that
talking
checks out.
anymore."
I This was back when I would play with questionable people on the internet. I had the server of them. We would all go onto this one dark RP server. I think it was like Mexico RP. And we would, it was, for some reason, we just, this was the server we found. We're like, this is our one. It's open slots.
Mexico RP.
And we would get, I shit you not, like 12 people in there. It was like Mexico border security RP. It was insane. And we would get 12 people on there. We'd find a random corner of the map and we would base up. We would build a little area and we would try to make it as big as possible and as convoluted as possible. It would take a couple hours of us like developing it until eventually the staff would show up, be like, "Hey, you can't shoot people if they walk on this fifth of the map. We're gonna have to remove the base." Now, mind you, this whole server the whole time had a gambling casino kind of thing.
Yeah.
That for some reason you had winning odds in.
Oh.
So the whole time, I kid you not, I would sit there for 3 hours in front of the slot machine, just making money. So that when the admins eventually shut the whole thing down, I would buy every single person in our group guns, and we would choreograph a mass RDM on the entire server.
God.
We would get banned. They would never ban you for more than a week.
So
we would just come back next week. We did it, I shit you not, 5 times.
Stories like that make me wish like Rust existed when I was like 12 or something, because me and my friends would have had like the fucking sick clan where everyone's on at like every hour of the day, just like defending the base and whatnot.
The only cool thing I've ever had with Rust, and I say cool in very broad quotation marks, is one time I was playing with a group of people. It was like 5 or 6 of us. We were just kind of starting out. And we spent a whole day. We're like, all right, resource grind, baby. Resources. We're going to get all the iron, all the stone, all the wood, just everything, right? This is at least 5 hours, if not over 6. We come back to the base. One of the people in the group had spent every single resource on as many fog machines and strobe lights as possible, and they have filled the base. Oh, no. It was the worst thing I have ever seen a video game look like. It's just awful.
Ruin the frame rate and
everything? Yeah, your frame rate's like 4, and every single frame, it's either
gray,
pitch black, or white. Because it was actually the worst. And sometimes like half your screen would be white, and the other, it would be terrible.
Jesus Christ.
That sounds
I think
wonderful.
He got like 20 of each.
I'd be pissed.
Like unironically, he made so many, and it was just like, well, that was my day, huh?
My gaming experience is I would play Insane Aquarium until I beat the game, and then I'd replay Insane Aquarium, and then I'd play Plants vs. Zombies, and then I'd play Insane Aquarium
this
again.
Guy didn't have friends.
No, he didn't.
I did not have online
guess,
friends.
You love Solitaire?
No. I liked Minesweeper.
Oh.
I liked Minesweeper a lot, actually.
Minesweeper communities. We know a lot of lovely people.
We love those people.
Community.
We do.
You know what's it? You know this fucking okay. Have you ever heard of Castle Miner Z?
Oh yeah.
That's
yes.
That's a throwback and a half. Okay, me and my friends used to fucking stay up all night doing runs to try to kill the dragon in hell or whatever.
Yeah.
Such a funny sentence.
You literally you spawn in and it's like a pretty peaceful spawn zone, but the thing is there's like zombies everywhere, and it's basically like a Minecraft knockoff using like Xbox Live avatars. Yeah. And we all bought the pack that gives you the free bloodstone pickaxe. You know what I'm talking about?
It's such a
cheat code.
That game existing is so bizarre.
I don't know who the fuck or why they made it, but basically the game consists of like getting wood in the spawn area before the zombies start coming, and then immediately going underground and strip mining in a straight line forever, basically. So once you get like about halfway, you start looking for basically you're mining, try to get like resources and stuff to craft guns and bullets. And basically there's like diamond bullets and diamond guns, and eventually about halfway to the biomes just start disintegrating and it just becomes hell.
Yeah. It just becomes nightmare at that point.
And there's just like a million fucking zombies. So you go from strip mining the entire time. You have to try to find the meteorite or the asteroid or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's aliens, enemies. And you have to try to get alien.
I did not play this game far enough to actually.
Such a good.
You have to try to mine whatever alien goo blocks and make alien bullets and weapons, like basically laser weapons and shit.
Castle Miner Z is what like the average 14-year-old who complains about Minecraft on Twitter wants Minecraft to be. They're like, oh, look at this modder. They added this in 5 days. Why can't Mojang do that? And it's just the shittiest looking thing of all time.
I don't know if it's on Steam, but I definitely still have it installed on my Xbox 360 at home.
Dude, I'll say it. The EXE's probably existed online for 15 years.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You like after you get the alien weapons, it's like a 6-hour playthrough. By the way, it's like it takes a while.
It's not a short thing.
It's not a short thing. But once you eventually you keep strip mining in the straight line to get to the edge of the world, and eventually you just break out, and it's just like blocks that are like disparaged all over the place, and then it's just nothing but bloodstone and hell and a bunch of zombies. So instead of strip mining, you then tower a pillar up, and then with all the blocks you've been strip mining, you make a sky bridge, and eventually the further and further you get into hell, eventually a dragon spawns. You have to kill the fucking dragon with your guns, your laser guns.
Such a convoluted, stupid game.
And then there's no ending, but you kill the dragon, and then we were like, that's it, we won. I think I have a bunch of privated videos on my YouTube channel that are just me and my friends playing Xbox 360 Castle Minor Z.
What's your oldest video you still have up on YouTube?
Still have up? Probably my first Fortnite live stream cut up, I think.
Oh yeah?
That's probably the oldest one that's live.
I've got some old ones.
Privated, I've got a channel trailer from when I was 10 years old, and I'm like,
hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna be playing games like this, and this.
I used to make Minecraft mod reviews
on your Captain Sparkle shit.
I was called the Redstoner.
Oh
yeah,
wow,
and
that's crazy. You got that name.
Did you have a weed logo?
Yeah,
or what?
no, I did not. I didn't. I was like, I like redstone, and I wanted to make it an adjective.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm the Redstoner, and only now,
Once again,
when I started telling people recently, they were like, dude,
I thought I was one
weed,
with the weird
and
past.
I'm like, nah.
Couldn't be me.
But I literally made a whole animation, and I made a fucking shitty ass animation. It's gone forever now though. It's fully deleted.
My oldest, I literally could never log into it because it was made with my mom's old Comcast email, I think, or Yahoo. It was some back when ISPs would give you emails.
Yeah.
Yep.
That hasn't existed for over a decade.
No, I think Comcast is still a thing.
Maybe?
I think my grandfather uses Comcast.
I
It's probably
no
they
idea.
don't get rid it still works.
It still
but,
works,
you know what I mean?
but they don't update it or
No,
anything.
definitely not. It's made with that, and I doubt she has a login anymore. So it is Bakugan reviews. When I
Oh
was
shit!
13.
Oh,
It's still up. I'm I think legitimately 12 in those videos.
I can probably find a YouTube channel from when I was 8 years old, and I'm making pen guns and fucking playing soccer in the
God,
backyard
yes.
and shit.
W.
You know the flip video camera?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We used one of those and made a bunch of just random shitty YouTube videos. My brother has old videos where they did
What's the name?
built Legos and I don't remember. It's Soccer Madness or something like that.
Soccer Madness?
I think so.
Mine's not posted. I could probably find them though. I did video vlogs on my mom's old Mac. I think I literally was 7, and I would just be sitting in my mom's room, and I'd just be
video vlogs.
and I'd just be video vlogs, and I'd be talking to the camera just like this. And I'd be like, I'm fucking 7. I don't know what to do. I made the most cringe ass videos.
Oh, yeah.
I parodied ASDF.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be like, just going fucking the dumbest shit ever. I'd be standing on the chair, be like, oh no, I'm gonna fall. And then I'd just fall and I'd be like, ow. And then it was awful.
Hey
It was
buddy,
so
play that one about
cringe.
falling down the stairs.
Yeah.
I like it.
Ancient YouTube videos from when you're 7 and 8 are always the most.
I want you to know
cringe
you're in the
fucking shit.
presence of Baku Boy 48 right here.
I
All
think
right.
You're in the presence of Soccer Madness right here.
Yeah. Damn straight.
And then my next name was the Gaming Madman. So
Do you have it?
chilling with
The
mad.
Redstoner is
Yeah,
still the
yeah.
best name. Redstoner wins.
I will say, do you have any? Redstoner does win. Do you have any video where you legitimately could never watch that you were in or involved in some way? Because I've got one for sure.
No, I don't think so. I look back on them and I'm just I was a cringe ass kid, but it's not unwatchable. I don't think I was that cringe.
There's one I legitimately could never watch.
What did you do?
It was talent show that got posted to YouTube in high school.
Oh, you talked about that once before.
Because here's the thing, the show itself it's whatever. I didn't do a great job. It was my first time on a stage, and it was I kid you not 400 people. It was it's a big area.
Full crowd,
standing room only. Never been on stage before, and I just kind of bombed. But the thing
What was your act?
it didn't. It's not important, but
was it a stand-up comedy act?
He's gonna get
listen.
to it. You should say it. You should say it.
What did you do?
Let me just say my story. This is my story in my words. So it didn't come across on camera that I bombed as bad as I did. I was able to mostly save it, but if I watch it back, I just legitimately
You remember the feeling?
It's like
see the
PTSD.
Yeah.
I immediately feel the panic again.
You're overwhelmed with the shame that you felt in that moment.
I think that might be one of the worst single feelings I've ever had in my life. It was
Yeah.
just such an immense feeling of dread.
Public embarrassment.
That like, on such a large scale. I was doing impressions. We can move on from this now.
Oh,
But like
no.
it was
As
fine.
like a 14-year-old?
Like 15, maybe 16 even, I'll say. It wasn't good.
Pull it
I was
up.
bad.
Pull up. Play the clip.
You'd have to find my old high school's
I was
name.
Play the clip.
never like
Here's
dumb
the
enough
thing.
to get on
Say
You
the high
edit
stage.
these?
I'm not doing it.
You edit these? You're not doing it? If Luna was editing these, she knows the video.
I'll ask her what high school you went to.
Oh,
and
there,
I'll-
thank you,
Dan,
I'll
thank you,
find
Dan,
it,
thank
'cause
you,
I
Dan.
will do it.
That's not necessary.
We'll make a short out of it.
I will find it. Yeah,
I can't watch it.
I will.
Oh my
flip this into
God,
a short,
no.
and the clip will go right here.
No, dude, it was so funny because everyone had their like full name and then like their act, like where
Yeah.
like, oh, Dan Corona dancing, whatever. For me, it
Never.
was Sebastian Meehan comedy, and there was a good like period where a bunch of my friends would just
Call you Sebastian.
call me
Meehan
comedy. Yeah, they would be like, "Oh, what's up, comedy?" it was rough. Is what it
God.
is.
I don't know.
bullied,
So it's
man.
flattering.
Oh,
Everyone.
I looked like a school shooter. It was the whole thing, man. I didn't look good back then.
I had a
Beatles cut.
I had a phase in high school where my YouTube name was what I named my hockey or in NHL you have like you play like ESHL like clubs
Yeah.
basically.
Yep.
And the name I had for my guy was TJ King. I don't know why. I don't know where the name came from, but
Named after Bubs.
Bubs.
and in FIFA was AJ King, and he was the brother of TJ King basically.
Yeah.
But I named my YouTube channel. I changed it from The Gaming Madman to TJ King because I wanted to make like FIFA videos with my friends and whatnot,
Yeah.
like my close friends.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my friends betrayed me and started telling everyone at school that my name, like I had a YouTube channel, TJ King, and like it spread to like the point where like the hockey team that I was on, which is a bunch of like like more popular like douchey hockey guys.
Yep.
And they started watching my FIFA videos. And then one day I show up to practice and this kid is like, "Yo, what's up, TJ King? What's up, TJ King?" And I was just like, "Dude, stop! Like, just chill."
I had a
And then I was just like embarrassed. I just thought that's why I stopped making YouTube videos after that because I was just embarrassed.
I had a
Dude, you're
similar
getting
thing.
hot though. People were on your.
No,
they were
it was-
talking
it
about
was
you.
the
You were
wrong
the talk
kind
of
of
the
attention.
town.
No, I had a weirdly similar thing, but with a very different outcome. When I was working at a grocery store, like during COVID stuff, I had one of my coworkers found out my username because I did like some like streaming or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he somehow got the idea in his head that if he were to call me Sebem, it would bother me. But it's like,
That's
first
just my
off,
name.
It's just your name.
I'm chronically online. I wouldn't care if you called me my gamer given
Yeah.
name
Yep.
either way. But also, just my name.
Yeah, that's why I made mine Dan Corona because
Yeah.
you can't hurt me now. It's
He
just
would,
my
he would
name.
be like,
That's
yo,
the insecurity struck so
You
hard.
can't hurt me anymore.
Yo, Sebem.
I feel like I have the exact opposite of yours. Where you're like, you can't make fun of me. Mine's literally Nate plays bad.
Yeah,
because
you're,
I don't,
like,
I don't,
accepting
I don't,
the-
I don't
the-
care.
The playing bad.
You do
trait.
play
It's
bad.
so funny because people like, I'm a player of Valorant, and people will be like, you could tell they're just really mad and they're trying to hurt. And it's like, oh, you really do play bad, and I'm like, yes,
That's the point
That's
of
the
the
name.
name.
Yes,
you.
I made the name myself.
Who named
it
me
wasn't like
that?
a peer-reviewed name.
Yeah, it's like I did that. Yep. Anyways, so back to one of you guys to have a thing to say to fill the time.
Well, what do we
on
do
this-
Sunday, Nathan?
What did we do Sunday? Well, on Sunday, I woke up and I felt bad and then went back to bed. And then we went and we watched NFL games.
Football. Yeah, football. Yeah.
Go Jags, baby. Jacksonville Jaguars. They lost, I think, but
I don't
it's
think
fine.
that. I don't remember.
The Texans won, I think.
No, I think the Jags won. I don't remember.
I thought Texans got a last minute touchdown.
We had 5 games on at once. I don't remember.
It was a lot of
I
games.
left. I like after the first games were like wrapping up. I went and played 2 hockey games in a row, so I wasn't there. For
And
the
then
whole
I
thing.
left
Yeah.
about the same time, and I said I was going to see your hockey game, but instead I got dropped off here, and I went to bed, and I woke up at like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And then after your hockey game, you came back.
I came back. I troopered
We
it.
watched some more, and then at the half, we're like,
Yeah,
it was a blowout.
The Ravens were kind of killing the Bills. I'm pretty sure they won. I don't think the game changed.
Yeah,
but
no, it was a lot. It was a really like bad blowout. And we're like, we
were at Sick's house, and Sick literally would like before the game even started, in between the end of the 3 o'clock games and the beginning of the 7 o'clock game. He went and laid down and fell asleep. So it was just
Sick
me.
does this thing where they'll be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna lay down for like a minute, watch a video," and that's just code for I'm gonna fall asleep, but be in denial about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just didn't wake up. We left.
I just knew I was gonna fall asleep on the beanbag, so
It
I
was
was
a
like,
nice beanbag,
"What else?"
to be
Yeah, I
fair.
was like, "What else am I gonna do? I don't know anything about football, so I'm just sitting here listening to
You gotta run the
guys."
ball. Gotta score the points.
You
Everyone
go-
knows this.
The ball point go up, and I'm like, people be saying stuff. The thing is, everyone else there knew football enough to the point they could say names.
Yeah.
I don't know any names. They'd be like, "Oh, dude, Jacobs," and I'd be like, "What? There's 5 games going on. Who the fuck is Jacob? I don't know what's
I don't
going
know.
on."
Like I never got.
You're
that
talking
into
about
it.
me and Zach or Connor or Sick basically or Peyton,
Which
a
was
little bit.
yeah, everyone in the room.
You're only talking about, and then you just named 5 people.
No, but the people who were actually like there the whole time was like you, TJ, and then like you.
I wasn't there though. I was
The others
there
were in and
literally
out.
10 minutes longer than you were, and then I was gone.
That's true.
Yes, but
I
I have a fantasy team. I'm 4-0 now after this week. I'm kind of the GOAT. You know how it is.
I hope you get somehow reverse swept and you end at like a losing record with 4 wins.
It could happen, but it probably won't.
I just want to
because
see
I know
you
what to pick 'em.
crumble. I want to see you get picked
All I'm
apart.
saying is the first 5 players that were playing in those early like 12 o'clock games all put up like double digits. So that's all I'm saying.
Put me in, coach. I think I'd rock it. I think I'd do pretty
I
good.
got football banned from my elementary school, actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
What'd you
Oh,
do?
drop in the shoulder.
So basically, it was supposed to be touch football, as it always is
Yeah,
at elementary school,
yeah.
right? And we, you know, like any kids who want to actually play football,
Yep.
kind of stopped playing touch at a certain point. And I was a big kid back then. So
Yeah.
I, at some point, had like 2 people on me. And it started getting like really physical, way more physical than it should be in like 4th grade, right?
You're just keeping the legs moving.
No, yeah, I think like one day, we had like a play where like 2 kids got thrown to the ground and like one had to go to the nurse's office, and they're just like, "All right,
All right, football's done.
we're done, no more football."
Yeah, they really do that.
Dude, no. Fast forward 8 years later, my little brother's going to that school. He comes home from school one day upset. He's like, "Yeah, we wanted to play football, and we're not allowed." And it's
It's
like,
still to this day. You fucked it up
I
for
went,
generations.
That's my bad, bro.
"Oh,
That's
that
my bad.
sucks." He's like, yeah, it's a rule. You can't play football at like recess. It's like, oh damn, that
my
sucked.
my only story related to playing a sport early on in life and doing things incorrectly is I hated football, and so I said I want to play soccer because football's too physical and violent. And in
played
my
soccer
first
too.
soccer game, a kid ran and clotheslined me in the neck. And so in response, on the next play, I grabbed him and I flipped him upside down, and he landed on his back, and I just walked away, and I said, "I'm going home."
That's such a you would do that today.
I would.
It's such a you reaction to something.
And the funny thing is, apparently, there was a photographer there, and he literally did like the roll like
Oh, the
straight on me,
perfect shot.
grabbing
Yeah.
this kid and just fucking chucking him to the ground,
Oh, that's so
which
good.
is now the only picture of me playing sports framed on the wall at my family's house.
Such a good picture.
And I
though.
think our friend Tap has a copy that they also
Yeah.
hang in their apartment.
I think I've seen that picture. That's funny.
So that's my story of
I
not playing sports correctly.
played soccer for like probably 10 years, maybe a little more.
Yeah.
It was just like the last few years of me playing, is when I was like hitting puberty. And for some reason, when I hit puberty, my body was just like, "Hey man, so I know you're exercising just as much as you always have, and you're eating the exact same meals. You now weigh 40 pounds heavier." And it's like, cool. So that made playing soccer a bit more difficult because I was a striker. So I played every position. It just kind of like I was playing the smaller league, so it's kind
Yep.
of whatever they needed me to do.
yeah.
And then I was in the goalie one day. Ball was under deflated, really hard kick, and my arm
Stings.
snapped in half.
Oh, you broke it? That broke it?
My
You-
fingers hit my elbow.
From a shot.
It was
Shit.
It was like dead. I blocked it. I blocked that shot. Granted, finger
Kinda
hit elbow.
Flimsy little bones you got.
They were not. I drink so much milk. I drink it raw.
Shot is snapping your bone. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I had to get plates put in both arms. Yeah,
look
both
at
bones
You
there.
got scarred.
Yeah.
Tell that kid to go pro though.
Yeah, no, that stopped me. Well, because it was like a town league, and it was like the weird cutoff where it's like, okay, kids in this 4-year age range, double in height.
Yeah.
So it was like one who was like really big.
It's the make it
and
or
it was
break it
right
years.
before I had really started getting like taller. So it was just their leg was like half of my width.
fucking
Shout out to all you freaks who are 6 foot and in middle school.
Yeah, I was the shortest friend.
I was at the barber the other day, and I'm like getting my hair cut, and the guy's like, "Yo,
Hard
what's
to
up
tell.
to this other guy?" Shut up, man. and all of a sudden, this kid walks in, and he's like 6'7" or something, and he goes, "What's up?" to the barber, and then the barber goes, "That kid." 14. And I'm like, no, are you serious?
No reality.
He is literally like 6'8" or something. Like,
Yeah.
I thought he
That's
was like
freakish.
a 20-year-old man.
Bro,
and
he's
was
dying-
Like, so, and I was like, what the fuck?
He's dying of like a circulation problem at 50.
Oh yeah,
That's just it, man.
He's got a hormone
No,
problem.
when I was in middle school, I was at the start the shortest in my friend group, and by the end of it, I had 3 inches on all my friends. I had just finally gone
Yeah.
up, and
I feel like I was a
now
bit
I'm
of
shorter. I've shrank in the last few years.
I was always
Oh,
middle
You
of the
heard
road.
that?
Have I heard that?
Have I? Because this is a thing that happened at a party not too long ago. We were all getting measured. I used to be like literally just shy of 6'1",
Yep.
enough where it's like if a doctor was trying to be a hard ass, they go, "Yeah, you're 6 foot." It's like,
Shit.
I'm now like closer to 5'10" and a half.
I know. That's why I was. That's why when we
Which is
met,
so-
I was like, "You're not the 6'1".
You need to do the thing
Which-
where you hang by your arms.
Here's the
Good
thing:
bar.
I've
go to
messed up
space.
my back
Go
a
to
couple
space.
times. Like I've thrown out my back legitimately, couldn't walk for days.
Yeah.
And I have bad. I think I just have scoliosis now.
You just compressed
Unironically,
your shit.
I think
Yeah.
my shit. One trip to the chiropractor, I come out 3 inches taller. Like unironically, I need to do that one of these days.
We should do a little test.
Do you know chiropractors like can legally, if you sign the waiver, they can just legally paralyze you and they're
Yeah,
you're
because
good?
they
Yeah.
don't. Because chiropractic's not like a
It's not
real.
like a sanctioned
People fucking die
thing.
from
It's
chiropractic.
like a fake thing.
They do the thing where like
Yeah.
they fucking crack. Like that can literally kill people.
Yeah.
And that's why they make you sign the thing. Because like, hey, just want to let you know, sign this really quick. All right, thank you. Don't read it. I know
Little dotted line.
we might kill you, but we're not trying
If we
to.
kill you, it's not our fault.
We're not
Yeah.
trying.
It's
to.
your fault for coming here.
That's why don't people do that? Why don't you just go to a chiropractor who's a hitman, and then you go, "Hey, kill this person," and then legally they get away with it.
I asked. This is actually ties into a question I asked the whole household not too long ago, which was how much would it take for you to be a contract killer once a month?
If I was doing
Like,
it,
what's your monthly rate for taking a life?
Like $500,000.
500?
I said
It's gotta be
100,000. I
life-changing
said like
money.
100,000.
If it's consistent work every month, I do it 10K.
No, you gotta be more than that. It's gotta be life-changing money.
I made $12,000 last year, Dan.
No, but
that
like,
does change.
It's
my
gotta
life.
be money where
I
like
eat mac and cheese every day,
I think within reason you could be making that much in the future without
future?
without having to murder
but
people.
right now, listen. This is maximum like 4 hours of work a month.
not true. What if it's a hard target to kill? You have to like hunt them down.
Not if I'm a
do
chiropractor
research,
and the
find
guy's
your
got a bad
routines.
back.
And then that's still a week.
It could take way more than that. You. do
I
not know
will
what it's like to be
say
a contract
I
killer.
actually have experience
Guess what? You hit anyone in
tracking
the
somebody
head, though.
down across the country where they didn't say where they were because they got kidnapped by a guy.
You want to?
This is true.
on this at all?
I've always wondered when I was going to be able to tell some of my interesting
Wait,
stories.
when did you do this?
So I had a female friend. I'll give her a random Veronica. Veronica was talking.
We'll call her Luna.
Veronica was talking to this girl in Oregon. We're in LA.
Oregon.
Oregon. And so she flies out to visit him. And while visiting him, he's like, "You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You should be my wife. And we should have kids."
you were tied up in my car.
And so his parents were both like, "Yeah, we're on board." And apparently the entire time he was gaslighting her and being like, "Yeah, your parents hate you. They're awful. You should live with me and my parents." And she was fully in on it the entire time. And then so on my end, I just hear, hey, have you seen my daughter? She went to see this guy in Oregon and has disappeared and has not talked to any of us. Oh. And when I reach out to her, she's just like, yeah, no, I have the guy that I'm dating. And she starts talking about how her family hates her and stuff. And I'm like, I'm gonna try to get you guys in contact. And I had to eventually track down. I found the guy's Instagram because her boyfriend blocked me through her account, but I got the guy's accounts, and because of I got his Instagram, had none of his legal names, but it had, I'm at my dad's office today, and I could see the logo in the background, and I was able to trace it, and it was a local business.
Damn,
and then I got the phone number, and I gave it to the parents, and I was like, hey, call the police. This is the phone number. These are the people that have your daughter. And then she came back like a month later, and everyone, and she's friends with everyone, and I'm friends with her still.
It's funny because you have a story of like, I found someone's information, yada yada, and it was like a good reason. Mm-hmm. I have one where it's the exact opposite. I was just a bad person.
Fun.
Yeah, it was.
So you're gonna go on your bad person story now? Or?
This is really funny.
Again, more reason why we are gonna raise the clone and not you.
Even when I'm a bad person, it's funny in retrospect, and that's what matters. Retrospective comedy.
I don't think raising a child has those rules.
He'll have some gruff to him though, if you think about it. So this was in, I want to say like 2015 maybe.
Yeah.
I was on iFunny, and I was scrolling through the app, and I saw someone had a post, and it was like a role play post where they would role play in the comments. Like the post would be like, all right, here's my character. Come in the comments and get fucking freaky with me, you freaks.
Okay.
And the post was like foot-long Fudanari cock. Like he was getting graphic with it. And I went to the account. And
How old were you when you were looking at this?
I was like 15.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm reading these comments and I'm going, I go to the account. I see he's got Google Plus linked. And I went, let me do some digging.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious.
Does Google Plus even exist anymore?
Nope.
No, that hasn't existed for a very long time. So I got a name. Eventually from that name, I looked up on Facebook, only one result. I'm like, maybe. Found a picture, went back to the account, found somewhere on one of the posts he had like a Kik messenger link.
Yeah.
So I messaged him on Kik on my alt account just so he couldn't trace it back to me. Mm-hmm. And I just sent him a picture just of himself. Allegedly, whatever.
Yeah.
And
just seeing to see.
Just to see, like, just a prod. And he responded in a way where it's like, this is him.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't have been anyone else.
There's a word for this.
No, it was just like, how would you know this is me? Here's the thing. Now, if I just said that would be whatever.
Oh no. What did you do to
I went back to the Facebook. I found his mom.
Oh no. No, don't
and
say.
I sent his mom screenshots.
No.
Of the 14-inch Fudanari cock role play.
No.
It said, hey, man, you might want to look into this.
You did like the Ludwig, I'm going to message the principal and get you expelled, but you actually did it to his mom.
I want you to know, this whole time, I'm sitting on my couch.
Did the post get deleted?
No. He blanked his whole account and posted just a pure plain text on a blank background. I'm going to fucking find you.
Wow.
Never did. Never did.
He might now, though.
Might now. Hey, what are you going to do? But
Please don't come to our house.
I want you to know, this wasn't like there was
Stay away from us.
There was no malice. There was no like, I'm going to get something. I just went, I wonder.
We're gonna come
and it was like 45 minutes of curiosity. I'm sitting on my couch like this the whole time.
We're going to come home from work and Seb's going to be fucking executed.
Like, it's gonna be a furry butt plug up his ass, and we're gonna know who did it.
Remember the name.
Yeah, remember the name. I will say, if I were to, if you were to come home and find me dead, what would be your first thought?
Suicide. Yeah. What you want me to say?
Probably a fair one. You don't think I got ups like
Sorry,
that?
fuck. I can't bleep that out, Dan.
You have to bleep that.
Bleep that out, Dan.
Gotta bleep that.
Find the audio file.
Yeah. You gotta remember.
Why do we need to bleep that?
You can't say that word.
You can't say that word on YouTube.
An instant what?
Demonetization.
Insta.
Like your video's not getting pushed. No, they're gonna shadow. Yeah.
It's like saying cunt.
Stop.
All right, thanks for watching the podcast. Goodbye, everybody. Bozo Show.
I have COVID-19. That was last.
This fucking asshole can do that. You knocked on the fuck.